If you're planning to travel to the Philippines or anywhere else in Asia, do make sure that you have a good travel insurance policy in place. Of course, you can get a travel insurance policy through your credit card provider, but if you want to be ensured that you have a good cover in case of medical emergencies, purchase a standalone travel insurance product. We in Global Assurance focus on travel insurance providers that offer appropriate medical care. Travel policies normally consist of two different parts. One part, the major part for us, is the adequate medical attention in case of an accident or in case of an upcoming severe illness for which you need hospitalization treatment, or even in case you catch a flu or a cold and you need to go and see a doctor for antibiotics. The other part, which is typical for travel insurance, is the so-called trip delay, trip cancellation, loss of luggage, loss of your ID documents, theft, robbery, etc. Those type of benefits tend to be a small part of the overall travel insurance plan. Opposite to a proper medical insurance policy, a travel plan is designed to cover you for the exact travel period only. So once you leave your country of residence, your coverage becomes effective, and when you return to your country of residence, your coverage ends. If you decide to stay overseas longer than originally planned, can you add on those extra days on your travel insurance policy, but please be aware that you will not have a continuation of cover. It will be two separate policies with a separate end and a separate start date. If you are concerned coming to Asia, especially doing some island hopping around the Philippines, that you need to have medical treatment in a proper medical facility, make sure that emergency evacuation is covered as part of your travel benefits as well. If you come to the Philippines, most likely for major medical treatment, you will be evacuated somewhere to Singapore or even to Hong Kong, where world-class medical facilities are available. If you're concerned about your travel insurance or have general questions about the types of benefits the travel policies offer, please do feel free to contact us on Global Assurance anytime.
Hi there. Today I'm here with Maria Cecilia from Compass Guidance.
Hello.
Hi Maria. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Spanish healthcare system. We could be sat here for hours talking because Maria Cecilia is what I call an Olympian about the Spanish healthcare system. She knows all about jumping hurdles and going through hoops. But what we're going to focus on today is what is important when you're planning on your move to Spain. Basically, the Spanish healthcare system is unlike the British one, as in if you're not contributing, you don't receive the healthcare, do you, Maria Cecilia?
No, it was up until 2012 when the law changed. So now it's a pay-into system. You have to pay in order to get healthcare.
Okay, and it's correct that you only pay in when you're actually working or you're self-employed. Is there a voluntary way of paying into the system? If you are working, there's no problem, you have your health care, or you can voluntarily pay. But in order to get that voluntary pay, that is called a convenio especial, you need to have been a resident for 1 year. So you cannot just arrive here and start paying. Okay.
You need a 1 year of residency.
Right, okay then. So really the steps people should be taking when they're planning to the move, am I right in saying they should be making sure that they've got their EHIC, which is their European Health Insurance Card, is that correct?
Yes, they can use that for a temporary basis up until they get the bearing saw, the house, the things, and then they should get the residencia. And when they got the residencia, no more EHIC.
That's a really important point. A lot of people don't realise this. They think they can use the EHIC for the 2 years validity. That's not true, because once you become a Spanish resident, your EHIC from the UK is no longer valid, and then that's when you need to be looking at the different alternatives. So what's this new convenio? Can you just tell us a little bit briefly? We will have more information on a website that we'll guide you to later, but a guideline to, because this obviously will save people quite a lot of money. me.
Yes, for me this convenio especial is great because you have to pay 60 euros if you're under 65. That is less than almost any private insurance, yes. And you have no pre-existing conditions. That is really important. What you don't have is a medicine franchise, so you will have
prescriptions.
To pay,
you have to pay for prescriptions.
You have to pay 100%, but really they are not drugs here. Are not very medicines here. They are not very expensive.
I think the 60 euros is in comparison that if you're self-employed in Spain and you pay your own contributions, it's around 260 euros a month. So this new convenio is really interesting for people who've been contributing previously to their move in the UK. But you said you've got to be careful and make sure you pay right up until the point that you leave the UK. Is that correct?
Yeah, in fact, for me, the best plan to move here is to do your contributions up to the day you move. Because then the UK government will give you an S1 just as if you were a pensioner. That S1 will cover you depending on how much you contributed to the UK. The longest it will cover you will be for 2.5 years. So then when you get here and you go to get your residencia, you have your S1 that will get you your Spanish NHS. And after that runs out, you have two options. Either you go private or you go with this new convenio especial. I myself would go with the convenio especial. Why? Because I think it's cheaper. I think it covers more things than the private insurance. And the thing is that private insurance with all these people, it starts to raise the price.
Okay, so as I say, we could talk for quite a long time about this, as it will save a lot of people a lot of money. But if you want to head towards Maria's website, compasshealthcareguidance.com, we'll have more information. You can contact Maria Cecilia directly. Just before we finish, we'll just touch briefly on the private healthcare insurance, which a lot of people that move over, they just find it easier to get a family plan. As we say, brokers are becoming more and more popular over here, where they didn't used to be. So you can shop around and get relatively economic private healthcare insurance, but also you must be very careful that it's the right insurance for you. You've had a case, haven't you?
Yes, I've had a case of a family that had contributed for 25 years to a company, and then one member needed dialysis, and oops, it wasn't covered.
Right, and I believe you've done a good checklist, haven't you? Questions to ask before.
There are 20 questions to ask before you get a private insurance. You have them in my page. It says news. You can go there and it would link it to my blog. When you have the checklist, take that checklist to the broker and make sure that those questions are in writing. Because one thing is what the broker tells you and another thing is the contract.
Perfect. Okay, and again, just before we finish, unfortunately the one thing that isn't covered at all on state healthcare is dental care, and particularly with people with children, it can be very expensive. We've learnt that Josh was probably going to need a brace in the next few years, and it's going to cost around 2,000–3,000 euros. So for that reason, we're going to start taking out a dental plan now to make sure that when the time comes, we are covered with that. Is there any guidance on dental plans? Anything that we should look out for, or is it the same checklist?
No, dental plans are really not my specialty, so I don't know much about them.
Okay, but again, just look at the questions that Maria suggests that you check on the health insurance and see if any of that applies to dental care as well.
Yeah, because there are some that just for 3 or 4 euros, you can add on a dental plan.
Right, okay.
But you have to make sure, for example, that braces are included.
Exactly. So as always, it's check the fine print. Okay, as we say, we could go on so much more about all the different things of the public healthcare service, but if you need any information further at all about it, I'll put Maria Cecilia's contact details in the comments below this video, and then that way she can guide you through everything you need to know. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.